Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Switzen. It's so funny saying that all the time. But today's video is going to be super exciting because as you can see, I have some of my plant fam in the background. And this video has been highly requested by so many people and friends on social media. And I have decided, not at all, that I was dying to do this anyway on my own. I would gladly take that request and make this video. And so, high emphasis though on my current plant collection because I'm always getting a new plant, it seems, like every other day, at least once a week. And I have been more responsible, I swear, with refraining from buying one. But it's a little bit difficult when there's just so much beauty in every single plant. But this is my current collection, well, part of it. I'm going to be showing you guys this today, but I really do want to do a whole plant series or like a plant category in my channel, such as vlogs maybe, like plant shopping, nurseries. I also want to do like plant care tips and methods. I think that would be super cool to do. And I know a lot of people have been requesting that as well because they're getting into it or they have been into it and they just have been experiencing some difficulties. So I thought, why not do that as well? But I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Today, like I said, I am focusing currently on my collection. I have 30 something plants in my collection. I think I have like 33, but that is always changing, so as it stands. But any new plant addition I have, I will post on my Instagram stories. And if it gets super serious where it's such a big update, I will do an updated video on this later in the future. But without further ado, because I'm running out of breath, let's get right into my collection. So when you first go in my room, you automatically see this really beautiful, glorious bird of paradise plant. And I have two of them, but this is the first one. This one is a little bit taller than my other one, but it has less leaves. And you can even see those leaves trying to poke out. This one, I am waiting for it to unfurl, as well as this one right there. I decided my clothing rack would look a lot better with some plants on it, so I have my string of hearts there to the left, and to the right is my lemon lime maranta. I love this plant because it just has the prettiest pattern, and the string of hearts has really tiny, dainty, heart-shaped leaves that just adds a perfect touch to the room. Here's a closer look of that beautiful lemon lime maranta leaf. This is also called a prayer plant because at night it folds up into the most beautiful prayer plant form. And as you guys can see, this plant is actually pretty wide. It's constantly putting out new leaves and new growth, as you can see over there to the farthest left. That is going to spread out to be a new leaf. And sometimes it shoots out the most beautiful tiny little purple flowers. As you saw earlier, this is what is displayed on my dresser. So on the top here I have the Monstera adansonii. This is aka the Swiss cheese plant. I just cannot get over how cool this plant looks, and the name is very fitting, as you can see the Swiss cheese pattern on here. This guy is my fiddle leaf fig plant, and I love this thing to death. I cannot wait for this to grow and be a glorious tree because these things grow so fast. A lot of celebrities have this in their home because they are one of the most staple houseplants ever. Here I have my watermelon peperomia, and as you can guess, it looks like little tiny watermelons, which I think is so funny. And I just love the mixture of this and this plant specifically. And these propagate really, really well as well. I have my string of pearls. You can see the tiny little purple flower there. I love hanging these around the house, and I think they're just so cute. Just, I don't know, they're super funky looking. I love them. And then I have another string of pearls here. This one is more stringy. For a little bit I was overwatering it. I did not know to treat it like a succulent. So if you're watching this and you have a string of pearls, yeah, don't do what I did. Just treat it like it was a cactus because I overwatered mine and some strands turned brown and it made me really sad, but now I know better and I'm going to not do that anymore and try to revive this little guy. On top of this antique plate, I have another peperomia, and you can definitely see more variegations in this one. They have a cute little mix there, and this one's wrapped around it at the bottom, which I thought was so cute. The little sprouts there, and the big ones are lighter than the ones that you can see here. These have more of that watermelon look to them. Hanging out in this corner is my design ivy. I love ivies so much, but I find some of them to be a little bit tricky to figure out how to take care of them properly, but this one has been doing really well and it's trying to vine out there, so I really hope it just gets into the groove and starts creating so many vines because that would be so beautiful. Please excuse my indoor plant corner right there. I'm still trying to figure something out. I'm working on a project, so that is there, but that is not always in my room. Carrying on, this is my bigger bird of paradise, and you guys can see this has more leaves than this guy does. This one has longer leaves though. I don't know, I love the look of that. Like, if you can tell, it's tapered, those tiny leaves, and it gets eventually bigger and bigger, and then all these full leaves at the very top, and I think that is so freaking awesome. If I could have like a billion of these, I totally would. On the farthest left on the top shelf of my desk, we have my snake plant over here. And I love this guy so much. They can endure ranges of temperature and honestly, like any living condition. You can put this thing in full shade and it will still thrive. Not that I recommend you do that, but low maintenance. If you killed this thing, honestly, I have no idea what to say because these things are true warriors. And then here I have my cacti and Venus flytrap section. Most of my cacti are outside, but these are the ones that I have indoors. On the left there, my friend Isaac got that for me, and then on the right, my friend Harry got that for my birthday. I've had this cactus for over 3 years, and initially he was outside, but now I decided to move him in my bedroom, and I think he is doing quite well here. I'm really proud about this cactus because the new growth on this is amazing. I got this September 2019. Look at it, it's thriving. You can see where the new growth is in the light green section there. This is my tinier Venus flytrap, and then this is my bigger one. And these guys are so fun to have, but they are a little bit tricky because you have to constantly keep the moss they're in pretty damp or they're going to be super cranky. So you gotta keep an eye out like every single day, honestly. TMI if you are grossed out about bugs like I am, but these guys actually caught some bugs that I've seen, and I honestly thought it was just kind of like in the movies or Super Mario, but no, it works. It's amazing. I love it. Definitely not as fast though, but it works. Here I have my Rex Begonia, and this is in the most beautiful red, dark red, and shimmering gold pattern there. You'd only notice the shimmering gold specks though when it's out in the sunlight or if you stare at it, but this is probably one of my most favorite and well-adored plants that I have. So unique, and I think everybody should have this in their collection, honestly. I hope that you can kind of see the gold reflex on these leaves, but nonetheless, they are so pretty and a lot prettier in person. Aside my Rex Begonia, I have my dump cane, aka the Dieffenbachia, and I'm just going to give you guys a closer look real quick. Here in my middle shelf, I have my wicker basket, and this basket usually holds a hanging or plant that has some fun vines, but right now it's empty because I moved the plant out of it. It was my ivy in there, but I guess this means room for a future plant, so I can't complain. And then right next to it, I have my Fittonia there in the middle. This plant is super fun and pretty. I love the design on it. Now, this plant can be temperamental. It'll droop down and get a little crispy. It'll let you know it needs water, but water it and it'll be like it never happened, like the next night. And then here I have my Hoya Carey. I love this little guy. It's so cute. I have it in my antique cup, and it's just been super fun to have in a little corner. As you can see, it's heart-shaped. On the bottom section of my bookshelf slash desk, we have my Calathea White Fusion. This plant is in my top 5, I would say. I love how dainty and feminine this plant is. Just the designs, so adorable. Now, this plant is a little bit tricky to figure out what is best suited for it, in my opinion. And I've asked other people in the plant community, and they definitely agree that this plant is a little bit confusing, but I know one day I'll get it down, so I have my fingers crossed because I want to keep it alive and thriving. And right next to it, I have my other Calathea, and this is the Zebrina. Obviously, from the name, it has its magnificent zebra pattern as you see here. I turned it around so you can kind of get a better view of this new leaf compared to the older leaves. This is a little bit lighter in green shades, and these are obviously the older ones, so they had darker shades. But there's new growth all around this plant, and I'm so excited for it to just pop out a billion different leaves. See, this is just mesmerizing. I love the Calatheas so much. Beside my Calatheas and my desk, I have this little section for my Monstera deliciosa, and it's also the Monstera philodendron. This is probably also in my top 5 list. You cannot go wrong with the Monstera deliciosa, honestly. If this isn't in your top 5, I don't know. Maybe I'm just really biased. I love everything about this plant. When I think of Plant Mom, I automatically think like this is one of the essentials in the collection. And see, I have new growth. Well, this one has already unfurled. I'm just waiting for this guy to unfurl, and I've got some other new growth as well. Any day now, this one will also turn out to be a beautiful leaf amongst all the other beautiful leaves that this plant gives me.